Hello guys, welcome to the No BS Traders channel. So, as you saw on the thumbnail, we're actually going to be predicting every price movement on GBPUSD. So, basically, what we'll be doing is we'll start every trade, we'll enter the market, we'll tell you assess any currency pairs, and we'll try to predict the movement of it based on probability. Know that nobody can actually predict the movement of anything 100% because even your normal weather forecast, it's just a forecast. There's no 100% guarantee you get. So we're just going to get we can actually rate ourselves on a very a close um at a close value now. Let's say out of 100%, let's say 80% or 90, 70%. So basically, everything I'm doing here is just based off of probability. My strategy is pretty much simple, but there are a lot of things behind it. So I just try to simplify everything. So even if it looks so simple and basic to some professional traders, sorry, excuse me, uh, there's a lot actually going behind the scenes. So yeah, so let's get into this now. So basically, all what we're doing in this particular challenge here is that we'll try to know the direction of where the market is going and we'll take a trade there. And we'll come back to see if our trade was successful or hit a loss. So basically, when I want to start anything, I first start on the 4 hours time frame because to override this 4 hours time frame to actually know where the market is coming from and where it's actually moving and where it's going to and its history. So basically, you can see that as from this point, this is almost 2 weeks because I know it's over a week. GBP USD has been ranging, and this is frustrating actually. It has been ranging all through, but me personally, I love trading. I love trading trends like price movements, not ranging markets, not consolidating market like this. But there's always opportunity in trading. That's what makes you excellent in this game. You can always find an edge. But when you're finding an edge, you should follow the guidelines because you just take it as binary, one and zero. When you see this, you do this. When you see this, you do this. Zero emotions at all. If you kill it off, get. So that's just how we do this. Jesus. All right. So, like I said, from our 4 hour time frame, uses to determine our price movements. As you can see, the market is ranging here, and then the first thing I do is to go to my 1 hour time frame. So, as you can see here, we're having some crazy stuff happening: break of structure, market structure shift, change of character. Now, before I started recording this video, I actually wanted to take a sale at this point here. Yeah, because as you can see, there was a break of structure from this level here. It came down here, formed a little bit of bearish engulfing, small liquidity sweep here, then went back to this small resistance here, this other block here, and this is where I would have entered my sell actually. So if we go to our 15 minutes time frame, yeah, I think based on this price of 1.29409, if you go back to the 1 hour time frame, you'll see that it was actually very close. 1.2. Not to say too much about this, I'm trying not to make this video very long, so let me just show you everything. This was where I was actually trying to sell, but at that moment I wasn't ready to take this video, and this would have been my first TP because this is the previous low on this side, because this formed another kind of like we call it liquidity sweep or other block here. So see, this is where I'll actually place my first TP because it's basically forming under support for you to continue going up and a resistance for it to continue going down, because you know that basically trading in forex currencies or in forex pairs, price does not just move like that unless on the events of news, but in the normal circumstance price just moves a little bit and retraces back and just ranging like that, even if it's following the trend. That's just how the market is for currencies. So because of that, I would wait. Basically, on my experience, anytime I notice a change of character, market structure shifts, there's always a reversal to that previous level, to the previous order block that was formed the day at the top. So that's why you can see this price going back up to this place. And because of this resistance level here that this other block formed, the price will be forced to come back. This is why I said everything is based on probability. So mostly what actually gives me the condition or give me the condition to already take any decision is when some things are taken out. For instance, if this other block was taken out, I would have, at this point, I will start considering to buy. But I will not just buy yet. I will actually wait for price to get to this other block, come back, and when it forms a retouch here and continues going up, that's when I can actually now consider a buy. But still be a hard buy because there's another resistance here again, and another bigger one here. So price actually has to take all these two. But from the same experience too, when price enters another block, it actually ranges in the other block before it continues either down or goes up again. So if assuming price came here, took this we didn't take this other block, and retraced back and entered into this other block, and it's actually pushing forward, it will enter into this other block, do its thing, come back, do its thing before it breaks out. It will be on a very risky side for me to actually just take a buy here because like 50-60% chances that price will actually range here in this block, but it's still risky because trading in the other block is not really a major thing. But basically, it's a ranging price, so it's advisable not to play in those zones because you don't know when it's actually going to break out to go sideways. So every time you cannot make a decision is when it's actually break out of the other block. So if I was on a buy here, I can just shift my stop loss to this place to like break even, so that even if it comes down, I can still gain something. So that's what I'm saying. So now, for me to make a decision whether we should trade now or we should just call this a day, I would have to wait for another thing to happen here because price is actually slow at this point. Now let me see. Let me go to lower time frame. Personally, I don't like the 5 minutes time frame. My entry is usually on the 15 minutes time frame. So let's just see what's happening here. As you can see here now, I even wanted to show you guys before. There's another resistance here. This other block is forming a resistance at this point. Forgive me if I'm not drawing the blocks here. I do just like so. And there's another resistance here now to the down, but this one basically plays support for it to push up. So basically, before the price actually go down, it's like this price will actually get up to this zone here before it actually comes up. But if it breaks this zone, then to continue pushing up. Most like I said before, there has to be a retouch before. That's how I confirm my trades. I'm always open to corrections. Nobody's perfect. So price continue. If it breaks there and retouches, then continue going to this place. If it does the same thing, it keeps on going, and before you know, there'll be another change of character at this place if it breaks here. Assuming the price broke above this other block here, and there'll be a market structure shift. Most likely, price will hit this other block and come back to retrace to this area, then bounce back again. And if it breaks this previous high that it formed there, imaginary previous high that it formed there, is going to create another break of structure, and that the trend will just keep on going up and up and up and up and up till whatever resistance hit it. So now, for me to actually make an entry, there is no entry now at the moment now. So let's just go to 5 minutes and see what's going on. At this point, I would only take a sell if price hits this other block and doesn't take it out and comes back to take it again, hit this other block and it doesn't take it out and it continues going down. But at this point, I can't really take an entry because this is not really a safe spot. I have two things. I don't have enough room to actually take an entry here. So the only thing I will do to be on the safer side is only if price breaks below this key resistance level here, this other block. If it breaks it and retouches it, that's when I'll consider it sell. And most likely I'll put my stop loss here. Or if I'm too generous, which I am most of the times, my stop loss will be here, because I know currencies very well. They are very funny. A lot of manipulations. I don't really want to go in depth for now, but just leave it like that. So now, two things in mind: either we'll buy or we'll sell. I will only buy if price breaks this resistance here and it becomes a support. And when it becomes a support, it retouches and continues going down, or breaks this resistance here too, which is a support for downward movement anyways. But if it breaks this, and like, as you can see, there's a change of character. So this high tendency that price actually going to go back to this point. I can see a hammerhead candle here. But this is a 5 minute time frame, so I don't really respect all these candle patterns here, because 5 minutes time frame usually give you like false signals unless you're scalping, which is still risky. I don't like scalping. So, but this market is forcing me to scalp anyways. So it's going to push to the top here. Like I said, the price is actually going to get to this point before it actually comes back here to fill this other block. But if it breaks above here, I would consider this a buy rather. Breaks above here, consider a buy. Wait for it to retrace, then continue going up. So that's it. That's it for it now. That's it for it. Excuse me. That's all for now. I will come back to check this trade if it's successful, and I'll come back when I have a perfect entry. Now we don't have an entry. We don't have an entry now. So when I get an entry, I will come back. All right. Peace out. All right, guys. We're back, and now I'm going to be placing my entry for this trade. As you can see on the 15 minutes time frame, there's a break of structure. Now, when you're having a break of structure, would I say it is late to actually enter this trade now? It is late in the sense that at this point, there is no zone to actually determine anything. If you can actually see, there's actually like another block. There's a resistance at this point. So most likely, even if there was no resistance here, let's say this liquidity sweep, this other block was like somewhere around here, price will first have to come down, before it now goes back. And anytime there's a break of structure, just like how you have it in a change of character, price will always run back to the previous other block, most cases the highest one. It might stop at this point, it might respect this one, it might not respect this one, it might break this one, it might respect this one. So excuse me, give me a sec. It might respect this one or this one, but overall this is like the greatest one. But if it stops here, if it doesn't break this one, it will continue going down. Now, like I was saying that time, if it broke, just like it did, it broke the other block that was here, and it's already pushing down already. But like I said before, most likely price will still have to come back to this place. But the truth is that there's nothing stopping it now. At this point, it's already late to enter. So what I'm actually looking for is to buy back now. So I'm basically scalping now, is to buy back and aim for this side or this side. If I'm buying back, my entry will most likely be at this point, exactly where this break of structure is, or here, if I'm too generous. If I'm actually staying live on this trade, my entry should be here. We're going to use a buying order. If I'm going to set the price there, I'll actually set it around here so that I will not miss my entry. But I'll be selling around this region. My stop loss will be here. If I'm too generous, it should be here. So let's go for a long position. So we'll be buying around here. Yep. So we'll push out, take profit to the stop Yes, exactly there. But me, I'm a very um, careful trader. So sometimes this is actually my aim, but most of the times I close my trade before TP safe. I close my trade before TP. So my stop loss will be around here. But like I said, I love being generous sometimes because some crazy candle wicks can do some kind of stuff. Because if you look at it on a bigger time frame, price can still decide. But anytime um price enters into this big other block, just forget about it. It's going to take the whole of this other block most of the time. It's going to take this whole other block and yeah, they run into big drawdown. So let me just adjust my stop loss back again to this previous to this low here. So I'll adjust my entry to where the market is now. Yeah, so let me place a buy at this point now, and we'll come back to see if our trade is successful. Please subscribe whether or not the trade is successful, but we'll see. I can give you a guarantee on that anyways. So we'll be back. Alright guys, so we're back on this trade. As you can see, our stop loss was originally at this point, but when I actually went to take this trade, I actually considered something else and I decided to adjust my stop loss, and I had another entry at this point here. So currently now we are close to our TP. Like I said, most times I will not just wait for the TP. So once price gets to this candle wick here, I will close. But as you can see, well, we're not magicians, but this is basically just how price moves every time. So that's why I can confidently do this. And so almost at TP already. The only challenge for today was that there was a little bit of rain. There was a little bit of we call it liquidity sweep at this area. So which is like initially this liquidity sweep was to like trigger people's stop loss, which was my original stop loss. And I noticed it because when I was on the trade, I noticed that this was actually ranging and ranging, and because of that, I had to adjust my stop loss to this other blockade. And it was very, 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 very close. So that's just how it is. Then I think when I started coming back, I now entered. I saw that everything was already confirmed. I think from a 1 hour time frame, I saw the bearish engulfing at this part when it actually started. So I just bought. I entered on that buy lot buy entry rather. So I'll close any moments from now. I'll be closing this trade because I want to do something else. Okay, that's it. I've closed this trade. On my MT5, I will show you the snapshots. I have already closed this trade already. So I think I backed 12.9 and 15.7 USD. So I'm done with this trade. I'm out, over and out. Let me just adjust this thing here so that, yeah. So I'm out already. So thanks for watching, guys. See you guys on another trading session. Yeah, I just had to go because I want to do something else. Peace out.